Yeah, thank you for all the subscribers to my YouTube account. Yeah, I really appreciate. Yeah, today I'll give you an open letter to the IEBC. Many of us who are keen followers of the English Premier League are aware of the name Mike Dean. In times gone by, he was the envy of his peers, viewed as the paragon of integrity and fairness, laced with athletic flair and some degree of theatrics from time to time as his trademark. A top-level professional, he was given most of the high-profile matches to play the crucial role of a beater. He has also been fitted by no less than the same peers as the referee of the season for many a campaign, and equivocally high honor. Then it all unraveled before his eyes in ways even he could not ever have fathomed. In recent times, his standards have been gradually slipping, but things came to a head when West Ham hosted Manchester United in January 2017. Dean sent off Sofiane Feghouli for a challenge on Phil Jones, which was later rescinded. This culminated in the official attracting an immeasurable torrent of criticism from his shocking performance. Dean awarded more penalties than any other league referee this season, with 10. Remarkably, 5 of the last 6 red cards have been rescinded. EPL could no longer stomach such a horror movie actor. Ultimately, his credibility was sempiternally tarnished by that fiasco. Punitively, he was demoted to the lower tier known as the English Championship, with less glamour and more windy nights in Staffordshire and cattle track playing surfaces. This may be purgatory for him, or in pessimistic Russian speak, he may have let the Bero Gebane. How great the mighty tumble. Keyword credibility. Sorry, I digress. I would like to take this chance to congratulate and cordially welcome the newly appointed IEBC chairman, Mr. Wafula Chebukati, and his team to the hot seat. The above statement is not a misnomer, but a candid assessment of the challenges ahead of them. It will be an interesting chance and great honor for them to offer their skill, competence, even eccentricities to the progression and success of this vital national institution. The task ahead of them is by no means a walk in the park. Ensuring a just, free, fair, accurate, verifiable, credible, accountable, hence peaceful 2017 general election is the first item in the in-tray. From low voter turnout, voter apathy, inadequate voter education, to understaffing of the institution, these tribulations continue to gnaw at the fabric of the organization like a very hungry mouse. The apathy will be two-pronged. Famine-related, as people have moved elsewhere in search of survival, and the general disillusionment of the populace with the current thieving, chameleonistic and deadbeat current crop. Greater challenges include the failure of the biometric voter registration kit, instances of multiple identities registers and a one identity card number already witnessed for 2 high-level dignitaries. A mix-up of details in these kits as seen for one opposition leader. Irregular distribution of the kits, incorporation of foreigners into the voters register. Reports of the conscription of the National Intelligence Service agents into the voter registration process has reared a very ugly head into an already ghastly mix. To add insult to injury, an open attack on the independence of the institution by the edict issued by the Interior Cabinet Secretary to all county administrators that they jeopardize their tenure if they assist in voter registration in the opposition strongholds has sullied the process further. A member of the ruling coalition recently, by the skin of the teeth, escaped arrest in a neighboring country, leaving behind what may be prima facie appear to be voter registration materials. What the hell on earth were they doing with this? Even the once noble National Youth Service registration of biometrics has been integrated into this voter register. This will no doubt present an arduous cogency challenge even for veterans in the job, let alone one still in the infancy stage of his posting. The former Prime Minister of Kenya and irrevocably venerable citizen of this country has in recent time made some disparaging accusations against the institution. What steps are being made to disabuse his fears and render them mute? According to empirical, logical, and internationally acclaimed scientific norm in testing a hypothesis, one is usually adduced. Then you get a sample size for testing, collect data on the basis of the hypothesis, compare results obtained, on the import of the hypothesis, then you finally declare a null hypothesis a truth or fallacy. Have steps been taken in this regard? I have personally experienced an anomaly in the verification process. When I took the responsibility of going to confirm my biometrics had been captured, the wide-eyed beauty, whose father must be very proud of, on call for that day, gave me the obligatory percussory salutation. She then proceeded to visibly animated yours truly for my identity card. She keyed in the number and outspewed forth my name and polling center from the last election, among other details. When I casually asked why none of my biometric features had been used to identify me, I was casually dismissed with a smile, all the while getting chided by the queue behind me, who thought I was unnecessarily holding up progress with this apparently infernal flirting. Forgive me for expressing sentiments of concern. Is the technology being insulated from failure? The failures of the recent disbanded Ahmed Isaac Hassan-led commission and the now defunct Kivuitu-led Electoral Commission of Kenya were mainly due to a glaring lack of independence. Among other obstacles, this can only be a recipe for disaster when in the eyes of the electorate credibility is not apparent. The Kenyan populace is sufficiently high-tech to know when they are being taken for a beat about the bush. In the logical backdrop of all this, will the Kenyans believe and accept the outcome of this year's presidential elections? Let us put to the death knell this ethnic colonialism and dictatorship that is glossed over as the much vaunted tyranny of numbers by our current ruling class. Why does one want bloodshed in this country of ours? No amount of intimidation will bludgeon Kenyans to accept the result of a tainted process and just move on. Frustration, like a raw wound, will continue to fester on the collective body of the citizenry. What conscience will the victor of such a flawed process have to celebrate a predoctored outcome? Will such a person ever have any legitimacy as a national leader in the eyes of anyone? Not one to complain. I will attempt to concoct a few remedies. The first one, revolutionary as it may seem, it will be a wonderful idea to scrap the entire voter register and create a new list from scratch. It may seem time-consuming and a soul-sapping venture, but will ultimately be worthwhile in mending the torn credibility fabric. Kenyan peace is also on the line if this is not addressed. Second one, visionary leadership from the current president. Call to order your Interior Cabinet Secretary and inform him that the voter registration and poking elbows on the ribs of the referee body is severely frowned upon and has no room in your administration. NIS should also be read the Riot Act and be made to know better to stick to their lane. Otherwise, we will view him as just another African despot, complicit in this and keen to profit from the attendant lapse in autonomy, all the while abusing state resource. The third one, the IEBC Secretariat and field staff should be reorganized as a matter of urgency. A renaissance is required in the human resource and registration and technical departments. The kits cannot be maintained by amateurs if the cataclysmic failure envisaged by none other than our Attorney General is to be eschewed. Logistical support in technical and infrastructure is mandatory. There are many knowledgeable but unemployed youth. Gainfully engage them. Have an independent IEBC system server, not breached by outside influence or co-hosting other entities. This is too important a function to be co-hosted with some cock and bull organization under the guise of cost cutting. We all remember the events of last election that one Dennis Otumbi had to laboriously yet unconvincingly justify. Also edify the polling clerks on the requisite passwords and pins for the software to work the system. Also remember to carry to the polling station spare batteries, chargers, solar charging systems, uninterrupted power supply, and all that pertains. The fifth one, rein in on politicians engaging in voter bribery, hate speech, and violent posturing. You have the mechanism to deem these unfortunate and useless characters ineligible for the polls. Wield that axe now. The country is for us all and not for somebody's mother. The sixth one, not more chicken gets type scandals in IEBC procurement. The seventh one, voter education is key. This should be your obligation and not a public service gimmick. Enlighten the citizenry both on the need to vote and facilitate the process. Take action on genuine complaints from all parties. Some may seem like perennial crybabies, but are raising reasonable qualms. Prevention is better than cure. This will be a good for your non-partisan image. Why should Kenya, previously viewed as the harbinger of democracy, be left to slip down to such level